Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic for our bonus content, and a real bonus today. We've been sent this incredible puzzle overnight by Cam Dennis, a physicist working in the US, and I think it may be his first puzzle, but it's certainly a new idea. And the plan here is that this puzzle will tell you your grade at Sudoku. How? Well, you choose a number between 1 and 3 and enter it in the central cell, which is grey, and you should be able to solve a puzzle of that level of ability. So let's assume 1 is capable, and 2 is advanced, and 3 is expert. Don't try a higher number like 8 or 9. Just go, I'm a Sudoku 9, because the puzzle doesn't have a solution then, I understand. Although, who knows? Cam's got kind of magic at his fingertips if this works at all. So we will see. So try it on the link under the grid. Choose your number, 1, 2 or 3. Obviously you could try them all if you want to ascend through the grades, or try 3 first and then see if you have to come back down to 2 or 1. But what an idea. That is just mad. Cam kind of calls it a Goldilocks puzzle, because if 2's your grade, it's kind of neither too hard nor too soft. It's just right. So this is a first. I'm going to give it a go and we'll see how we get on. I'm going to time myself at the 1 level and then take it through the 2 and the 3. Maybe I won't time myself at those because they're probably a bit crunchier. So let's have a go at this puzzle. Clock is on and I'm putting a 1 in there. So what does that give us? I don't know. Oh, look, yes, there's a triple here. That's an 8, 4, 9. So that's a naked single 8 with a 4, 9 below it. 2, 3, 7. We've got a 5 up there. 4 is in one of those. How does this help? Come on. 7 in one of those. That's not entirely obvious to me. Oh, we've got, yes, the row 4, of course. We can fill in the rest of that. 2 and a 1. We can carry on with the 1 and another 1. That fixes the 4. That 1 goes in there. Another 1 here and here. So put them in the corner. 4. So we've got a 5, 6 pair up here now. 2, 4, 7, 1. 3 must go here. That's an 8, 9 pair to go with it. 5, 8. One of these is a 4. That was probably the wrong thing to look at. 3 in one of those. 7 in one of those. 1, 2, 4, 8, 3. Oh, 3 in the first box, of course, there. And 5 in the first box. Okay, that was quite helpful. Now we can go 9, 1, 3 down there. Put the other 1 in. 3 here, that gives us an 8 in the middle. 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Well, yeah, that's a 6 there. 2, 5 pair down here now. 8, 6 pair, that's resolved. What have we got up here? 7, 9 pair. Yes, that is resolved by the 8, 9 pair in the middle. 4 and 7 as a pair. That's 2. 6, 9 pairs done. By that 9, 9, 1, 5, 3, 8. That has to be a 2. That's a naked single again, as is that 7. 6 and 4 there. They're sorted out. 2 and 8 there. 5 and 7. That fixes the 4, 7. Wow, okay. This is coming okay. 5, 4, 3, 2. Finish the box there. This 2, 5 pairs resolved. We've got an 8, 6. They can go in. 9 to finish the box. That fixes the 8, 9 pair. The 5, 6 pair has been resolved for a while. 9, 4, 2 and 7 there. And the last digit's 3. There we go. Stop the clock. Okay, 2 minutes 35. That's a pretty quick time for any puzzle. I mean, there was a little bit going on at first, actually, to be fair. That triple in box 5 was really useful. I should have spotted slightly quicker how that sorted out row 4, which starts with 6 givens in it. But there we go. Let's just check it's right before we move on. Okay, so now we move on. So we try the next hardest level. I'm going to put a 2 in the central cell. And I don't know if I'll put this one, I'll put it on the clock, but that's not really the point. It's more to solve it this time, I think. So Nothing so obvious to me this time. So let's put in some of the Snyder notation numbers as before. 3 down there. It's a bit of a cheat because I kind of remember some of the grid pattern from last time now. But I don't think it's making a significant difference. 8s aren't so helpfully constrained at the top this time. 6 there, 3, 5. 5, yeah, 5's oddly confined in both boxes 1 and 9. 7 in one of those. 6, 5, 9, 3, 1. That's either a 2 or an 8. Yeah, we've got kind of a triple across the middle. Oh yes, 9 is confined to those two and those two. That's interesting. 3, 3. Nothing's really popping open this time though. So there are 2 in one of these cells. This is a pair, either 2 or 9. This one's either 2 or 8. That's interesting. Oh, that's a 2-8 pair. That's nice. 1, 2, 8, 5, 4. That's either 3 or 6. That's either 3 or 9. Well, we knew 7 was up here. That could still be any of 6, 7 or 9. So that wasn't as helpful as I'd envisaged that 2-8 pair being. We're going to have to look for something else. No. Yes, okay, this is what to look at. So what I'm looking at now is these 2 rows, rows 1 and 5. And the specific question I'm asking you is, where can 3s go in those rows? Well, these 2 end boxes are ruled out by the 3s already in those boxes. And if you notice, that just gives us 6 cells where 3s can go. And 2 of them are ruled out by this 3. So what we're left with is this group that has to be an X-wing 3. I'm going to stick it in the middle of the cell just so we understand that in those rows we have to have the 3 in a pair of those cells, a diagonally opposite pair. And therefore in their columns we can't have a 3 as well. And that is very interesting for this cell here. Yeah, look what this cell's looking at. 1, 2, 4, 8 in its box, 5 in its row, 7, 9 in its column, and now it can't be a 3. Now we've done that work on the X-wings, so we can fill in a 6. That is not easy. Now that makes this 3 or 6 possibility into a 6. We get a 6 here. This is a 5, 6 pair now. 4 must be in one of these 2 cells. Now up this row where we had, this is the column where we had the 2, 8 before. So these are, that's 7 or 9. This is 3, 7 or 9. And I mean, we've really got something going now. So didn't actually decide between the 2 and the 8, which would have been very helpful, but with that 6 in place now, 6 here is confined to those 3. 2, importantly, is down in those 2 now. 2, 4, 5, 1, 3. This is 8 or 9. One of those is a 3. 3, therefore, is in this cell, and that is helpful. Now we get a 4 here. Take the 3 out of that one. 4 is in one of the corners up here. That has made this cell a naked single. 8, 6, 2, 5 in the row, 3914 in the column. We can put in a 7. That fixes this 7. We've got a 3-9 pair in the column now. But beyond that, actually, it didn't resolve everything there. But we get a 7 here now. 7 is in one of these two. 9 is now in this row, and that's looking straight at this 8 or 9 possibility. So that's an 8. 2, 1, 9. So 4, 7, 8, 6, 1, 9. 3 is over there. We knew that. 5, 8, 4, 2, 6, 7. Oh, I thought that was going to fix it. Okay, 8 is now, yes, 8's now up here in this box because that 8 has ruled out the other possibility. So we can place that. 8 is one of these along with 4 now. 7, 8. 4 is one of those. That's interesting. I mean, it hasn't fallen apart. This is still pretty tough. I mean, I'm intrigued to see how it's going to be. 2 in this box. Yes. No, could be there or there, couldn't it? Not sure about that yet. I'm going to take those 3s out. I mean, I think we've used them and they're beginning to confuse me. So I'm going to remove those from the centers. Although, just before I do that, let's remember we can't have a 3 below row 5 in those two columns. 4, 7, 6, 3, 9, 1, 8. Oh yeah, and that has actually resolved this 3 pair here. So in fact, that's a 3. So that was the original X-Wing doing that. So we've got 1, 5, 9. Let's take that 3 out. That's done. That 7's finished. Not quite finished here then. So the puzzle's certainly putting up a bit of resistance. 3, 7, 9. Oh, this is a naked single now. 3, 7, 9, 1, 4 in the column. 2, 5, 6 in the row. This puzzle's really featuring a lot of that. So I can take 8 out of that cell. Surely that's going to clean it up. Yes, this is now a naked single as well. That's a 6. We've got 2 and 5 to put in those two. 6, 3, 7, 5. 4, we know. 2, no. 6. Now that 6 has resolved the 6, 5 pair. That fixes the 5. We've got 3 and 9 to put in, so we can do that. That fixes the 9, 3 pair in the column. 9 and 1 to go in column 1. Okay, that's straightforward. 6, 4. I wonder if I've been missing something here. I probably have. Sorry if I've been annoying you, making you shout at the screen. That is just the way of it sometimes. 1 in one of those. Now, in fact, this one's naked again, so 1 in there. This is now a 9-3 pair in the central box and a 7-4 pair. Beyond that fixes the 4s. We can finish off the top row. 6 and 2 to finish off, 1 and 2 rather, are there. This is a 9. 3 and 1. 2, 7 and 9, so 7, 9, 2, 1, 8. Finally we get row 4 done, the elusive row 4 this time. It was much easier last time. 2 and 5 pair, and we are just finishing off now, thank goodness. So that was much harder to me. Not great at the old X-Wings, I guess, so pleased to spot that. And then it took a bit of unwinding even after that. So that's the puzzle, just over 9 minutes. Very different and wonderfully different. And I'm somewhat dreading to think what it's going to be like now as a grade 3, but I'm going to give it a go. Let's just check I haven't filled in anything wrong. Okay, so we're done with the 2 level. Let's restart and try it with a 3. And what can we do? This time I'm going to fill in a 3 as one of those. I mean, I guess I'm going to have to just start with the Snyder notation again that we've kind of seen a couple of times in this puzzle, wherever we can pick it up. there are some limiting possibilities. Now, this one was interesting, wasn't it? This is a 2 or 9 in that cell. And there was one over here. Was it here? Yeah, that's a 2 or an 8. I mean, I'm cheating a bit because I can remember which cells had, you know, interesting content last time. So sorry if that's offending you. 5 was up here somewhere. And 5 down here, yeah, is limited to those 2 cells. Now, 3 is what's limited up here this time. 2. And again, let's fill in the row for dual candidate possibilities, because that might help. Certainly might help later, if not immediately. 5 is in one of those 2. 6, yes, that's right. 6 in one of those 2, and 8 in one of those 2. So this feels like quite a tight area that we haven't really used much in the other variants, which is suggestive. Either because I'm just wrong that it's useful, or because we're due to get that this time. Now 1, yeah, 1's limited in that box. And therefore down here to one of those cells. It would always be great to prove that wasn't a 1, but can't do it immediately. Now, last time we spent a long time proving a 3 X-wing that involved these cells. That's obviously inappropriate this time because we've placed the 3 in row 5 in a different place. So it's just a totally different puzzle. I mean, I think that's a lovely aspect to this, whatever way it works. So we've got to be looking for something different, I guess, this time. Oh, 9. Yeah, let's remember 9 is limited there and into the middle. Don't know. What are we looking for now? That one is 4 or 6. Maybe it's just because I'm expecting to find it harder, but this really isn't easy. Oh, look. Yeah. Nines. Look at 9s. Okay, the question I'm going to ask this time, it's going to involve this 9, but leave that for the moment. What I'm going to say is, where do 9s go in this row? This row, I can't believe what's unfolding here. And this row, this is fantastic. Okay, where do 9s go in those rows? And the key thing to note, or something that really matters, is that this 9 is seeing all of these cells, and that's taking out all of boxes 1, 4 and 7 from that equation that I was asking you about. And now that means that 9s are limited to these cells, in these rows, partly because this 9's there. That's very helpful. But what we've got here, we had an X-wing last time. Is it Simon's famous quote that the swordfish is the 3rd dimension of the X-wing? I believe we have a swordfish in front of us this time. And it's exactly the same principle as with the X-wing, which, because it was limited on 2 rows, ruled out 3s in that case in 2 columns. Here, it's 9s. 9s are limited to these 7 cells across these 3 rows. However they're disposed in them, that means that there can be no other 9s in these columns. And look what that means for this cell down here, row 8, column 9. That's meant to be a 9 or a 2, and we suddenly know that it can't have a 9 because of this swordfish pattern. That's lovely. I really hope that breaks this one. So we get a 2 in there. We can deal with 2 now up here. That fixes row 4. Much quicker than last time. That puts a 2 here. We can place the 1. 1 in one of those. I have a feeling it'll be in the bottom, but I don't know for sure. 1 up here, yeah, that's right. So 1 in one of those. Okay, we're not actually finished with 1s as I thought we would be. Right, okay, not to worry, but I mean, that's a real breakthrough. I mean, what an idea! What an idea to have a reasonably straightforward puzzle with a 1, X-wing with a 2, swordfish with a 3. This doesn't just happen. This is magic. Right, sorry, let's go back to where we are. 9 in one of the end cells. 2, 3, 1, 4. Okay, that 7 is placed because 7 now has to be here in box 3. So we can put that 7 in. Let's take that 7 out. 8 and 6. 6 has to be in one of those, and 8 somewhere across there. This is kind of 5 or 9 as the 2 candidates. This is 3 or 5. I mean, I shouldn't... Oh yeah, look, this 2, 8 has been resolved by putting a 2 beside it. That's a naked single now. 5 and 7 there. 4 here is a naked single. 3 and 9. 5 in this column has to be here. That 4 has fixed our other 2 candidate cell. 4, 7, 9. That has to be 9 because the 9s are gone in columns 7 and 8. Now we can finish column 7. 2 and 8 here. 6 must be here with 4 above it. Oh, what a puzzle. That is a 3-5 pair now. So 6 there, 8, 6 in row 8. 1 and 2. That finishes off all our 2s. 9 and 1 at the top. That's a 3. 9, 6. We've got a 5 and 3 to place. Yeah, they are resolved. That gives us this 5, I think. Yeah, that's 4. 6 and 8 are a disambiguated pair. 9 and 4 there. 1 and 7. The 2-8 pair is resolved now. Over to the 8. This 3-5 pair down here must be fixed as well. 9, 1, 3, and done. Just over 8 minutes this time. Now, that's not really a fair reflection. I mean, obviously, I think a swordfish, because it takes up more real estate, is harder than an X-wing. And there were really the 2 key things going on in those 2 puzzles. Why I was quicker on level 3 is because I'd learned a fair bit about the puzzle's geometry by going through it a couple of times before that. So, you know, I'm in no doubt that those are graded correctly, even though my times apparently don't reflect it. But as I say, you really do learn something about the grid. You know, I was basically putting in Snyder pairs at the beginning just on memory rather than even staring at the grid much. So what an unbelievable concept. I just can't express how brilliant this is, that this puzzle solves differently and uniquely in each case with a 1, 2 or 3 in the center, and that Cam's arranged it so those grades get significantly harder. He's put in deliberate strategies of X-wing and swordfish. Oh, I'm mind blown. What a puzzle. I mean, that is the bonus to end all bonus content. If you didn't like that, I don't think you like Sudoku, frankly. That is incredible. Thank you so much, Cam, for sending it to us. Thank you for following Cracking the Cryptic. Do all the normal things that you should be doing, like subscribing, signing up to Patreon, getting our incredible extra content there. Honestly, times are good for puzzling. Times are bad for almost everything else, and do stay safe, but times are good for puzzling at the moment. And it's been great to have your company, and hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.